Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive on in, and let's first start off with the fact that DCENT Wallets is holding a major event right now until November 16th. If you purchase a DCENT wallet, I'm going to drop a link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. If you guys go and get a DCENT wallet right now, you can actually fill out a form on their website. It's at the top, where they are giving away 200 Algorand right now. And as you guys are all aware, if Algorand does make it back to $1 plus, the all-time high was nearly $3. That means that your 200 Algorand could very well be worth $200 to $400, which would cover the DCENT wallet fully and essentially give you a free cold storage wallet. So if you guys do want to take advantage of this massive offer from DCENT Wallet, you guys are more than welcome to, with the links down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. It's going to be at the top, just to make sure that you guys don't miss it. So if you guys do want to go get this, it's a limited time only. I highly suggest everybody go out and get a DCENT wallet right now, especially as we prepare for the next major run up in the market. Now, with that being said, let's dive on in, and let's start off with this tweet here from myself back in July. So in July, we were seeing a few updates regarding, of course, the XRP lawsuit. And I said back then, how crazy is the timeline for the Ripple case? 7 days before the FedNow launch, the same day BlackRock says crypto will transcend international currencies due to global demand. Fox headline, Fed looking into possible digital dollar with Ripple XRP logo behind it. And of course, Swift announces that they are piloting instant payments across currency zones. All of this happening right around the XRP lawsuit, basically clearing XRP as a currency and the case wrapping up. It's actually kind of wild. And we do see down here from Anderson, and he's saying, I agree. It keeps messing with my head how synchronized it all seems. And it does, right? Like, it seems like everything is already planned and has been planned ahead of time. One of the biggest things I've also mentioned back in September was this post. I said the moves this year are absolutely huge for Ripple, and it's undeniable. Joins the BIS, joins the ISDA, working with MasterCard on a CBDC initiative, working with Hong Kong CBDC pilot, obtained in-principle regulatory approval in Singapore, acquires Pantera's stake in Bitstamp, acquires custody giant Medico. We know that the acquisition of Fortress kind of fell out a little bit, but that was on Ripple's side, right? Like Ripple said, we don't really want this anymore, simply because there was problems with Fortress as a company, but it is what it is. But I said this is just some of the huge moves Ripple has made. We also seen huge developments on the XRP ledger side of things, like the AUDD stablecoin by Navati, not to mention the huge win for XRP2. We are just scratching the surface. And of course, yes, the big case dismissal as well. There's so much happening here regarding Ripple, regarding XRP, regarding the real world events as well. But also outside of this, we just seen a massive amount of updates from Ripple as well regarding CBDCs and so much more. Not to mention that there is a lot of events coming up as well with Ripple Swell, and we also have a lot of developments happening around the XRP ledger with the EVM sidechain, for an example, the AMM. There is so much here. So I really look forward to what happens next, because I also said over on Twitter, and it was just recently, basically what I said was, whenever I see someone say that XRP can't / will never make a new all-time high, I just laugh. Today's XRP versus the 2017-2018 XRP is completely different. Many fail to realize just how much work and how many big moves were made in the last 5 to 6 years, not even just to mention like the last year. I mean, last year has been nothing but huge announcement after huge announcement. And I said, we are just talking about half a decade of networking, expansions, building, you name it. We have seen the many ups and downs of the market during that time, but one thing is sure to me, XRP is more bullish today than ever before. And listen, it's the truth. Like, we have a lot of people in this space that will overlook things simply because, the price hasn't moved in so-and-so days. With XRP, it has been over 2,000 plus days since it made a new all-time high, but that gets me even more bullish regarding it, because we know, and if you have been studying the space for a while, and even if you have been studying stocks since going all the way back to the dot-com bubble, then you know that after a certain amount of time, the longer the consolidation, the higher these prices of these assets go. Amazon is a perfect example of this, right? Amazon went sideways for roughly 10 years and it made no new all-time high. And then when it did, it just continued. It was a massive move. And of course, I'm not comparing XRP to Amazon stock, but I'm just saying the price movements are very similar, where we do see a long journey sideways, and then all of a sudden it breaks out and it has a massive move. And this is also why I say that XRP will make a new all-time high and shock the market. So I look forward to that. But beyond that, we have seen some huge announcements recently with Ripple. I mean, the Uphold partnership, for an example, to enhance underlying crypto liquidity infrastructure, big one. We've talked about this. This is, major markets as well. I think it was like 23 or 26 major markets. This is huge. But beyond that, we also have the EHKD pilot program with property equity. This is tokenization. And we actually connected the dots with Toko and Hedera with this one. This one was a pretty big one. Also, we have, of course, the DFSA approving XRP under its virtual asset regime, allowing licensed firms in the Dubai International Financial Center to incorporate XRP into their virtual asset services. Another milestone announcement regarding XRP and XRP acceptance. And then we also seen this, right? Ripple with the National Bank of Georgia on the digital lari pilot project. The pilot will leverage Ripple's award-winning CBDC platform to evaluate practical use cases and benefits for the public sector and businesses. We have seen major announcement after major announcement with expansion after expansion, and this is only going to continue to become a big trend, especially now that we've seen the case get dismissed. We've seen XRP get cleared as a currency. I mean, I'm very, very excited for the future. But also outside of all of this, right? The BIS. We recently just seen this get posted by the BIS. Did you know that we are the regulatory co-host of the 2023 DC Fintech Week on November 6th through the 9th? Tune in to hear from Augustin Karstens and a few other ones, and a host of regulators, innovators, and practitioners, cross-border payments, AI, RegTech, SoupTech, CBDC programs at, of course, this major event, which I will be going into here in a second. But there are so many players here, and of course, one of the very big ones here is Brad Garlinghouse. But then you also have the United States Undersecretary of the Treasury for Domestic Finance. You have Chief Executive Officer at Grayscale Investments. You also have the Chief Executive Officer at Crypto Council for Innovation. You have Gary Gensler here. You also have Michael Barr, which is the Vice Chair of Supervision at the Fed. You have Michael Novogratz, which is definitely interesting, CEO at Galaxy Investment Partners. Then you also have Jessica Rusu, Chief Data Information and Intelligence Officer at Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA. Now, what's interesting about this is, one, we know that this is with, of course, the BIS. This is all regarding regulations, acceptance and adoption of cross-border payment initiatives around AI, CBDCs, things like that. But then also we see over here, going back to August, remember when Ripple joined the BIS? This was regarding cross-border payments, the CPMI, right? This is the infrastructure regarding the future of cross-border payments to enhance them, which again, in my opinion, really kind of solidified everything that we have been talking about forever, right? In my opinion, this is all regarding what we have been talking about and addressing, which is Ripple becoming a pillar in this new world of finance. And what's crazy about this is, like, this is all regarding application programming interfaces, APIs. Now that's crucial to mention, right, with APIs, which I'll talk to you guys about here in a second. But first, I want to go into this this meeting. So this is going to be held today, November 6th through the 8th. And there's some significant discussions happening here. If we scroll down, we could see some of the discussion areas. Filecoin is going to be there, for an example. We also know that Basel is going to be talked about. Accenture's here. MTech is here as well with Hedera. You guys already know with that. JP Morgan's going to be there. The European Commission, City Treasury and Trade Solutions, SDX, which Six Digital Exchange, big giant. Also, the DTCC is going to be there, and so much more. And I really do think that these events should 100% be focused on because they are definitely interesting. We get to see a lot of information that we just don't know about released regarding digital assets, their plans regarding digital assets and the future of cross-border payments. And we know that, you know, Ripple being a major player here with, of course, Brad Garlinghouse, I think that it's interesting to say the least, especially as we see all of the players tied to this. We even see Gary Gensler there. I mean, it's kind of comical, but again, this is why I say you need to pay attention to all of the events and everything that has happened, because in my opinion, I think that a lot of what we have seen so far has been by plan. I think that, Ripple, out of all of the other companies in the space and out of all of the currencies as well, XRP, I think that they were targeted out of plan. I honestly think that it was all by plan. I think that it was to shake the markets up, slow things down so that the infrastructure can catch up. I've talked about this in the past, and honestly, as we see all of the major announcements regarding Ripple joining the ISDA, the BIS, things like that, it's really hard not to put the tinfoil hat on and say, yeah, I think that this was all by plan. I think that Ripple is going to become a dominant force in the world of finance. And I do think that XRP is essentially confirmed as being that bridge currency for the future of finance. But again, that's me speculating. Outside of this, though, we also know that Michael Barr will be there. Remember that he is the former crypto advisor at Ripple, and he is confirmed as a top U.S. financial watchdog. He was a former Ripple advisor, and he's actually discussing regulatory roles with, of course, the Fed and planning things regarding, regulations and stuff like that. But he's also a major key player regarding the U.S. financial system. Outside of this, though, one thing that I will say is that now that we are seeing regulatory discussions with the BIS and all of these major players, including, of course, Ripple, it takes me to this video that got recently posted by Flip the Chain. And this is actually the Uphold CEO talking about regulations. And we do see as regulatory clarity is coming in places like Europe, the UK, Singapore, Dubai. Greater institution adoption is coming. Several banks in traditional finance world have approached us for our services. Ripple has clarity in all these regions. Check this out.
Of course, there's a slightly different point, which is as regulation is now finally becoming clearer in the UK, in Europe in particular, in places like Singapore and Dubai, as the regs become clearer, you're going to get greater enterprise adoption. You're also going to get greater adoption from the traditional finance world. So we've now been approached by several banks who are interested in white labeling our service. Again, they don't want our wallet. They don't want their customers have to go through KYC twice, but they do want to plug in and access certain of our core services. That's of course is.
So there you guys have it. And again, I do think that, Ripple becoming a key player with Uphold as well through their partnership, I do think that Ripple will be exposed through that partnership and also become a key player as well. So I'm very, very excited for the future, especially around what Ripple has been doing, the exposure to XRP as well, because again, XRP through a lot of their solutions and through a lot of their partnerships, we know has already played a pivotal role. Tranglo is a perfect example of this, SBI, and some of these partnerships date back years. So I'm very excited for the future. And also, I want to end off this video with this post by 801_XRP. And we do see the BIS org project Mbridge experimenting with a multi-CBDC platform for cross-border payments, create opportunity for new and innovative payment products and services, all while safeguarding the currency sovereignty and monetary and financial stability of each participating jurisdiction. The timing of it all, pay attention. And here we have down here as well, there's a few other things. I'm going to be tapping into some of these images just to kind of show you guys what this is all about. So this got posted on October 2023 by the BIS, experimenting with the multi-CBDC platform for cross-border payments. Within this, we actually see a little bit of a breakdown regarding this. It's all underpinned by custom-built DLT, a set of comprehensive legal rulebook documents, and a fit-for-purpose governance structure. I could actually see the technology, legal, and governance regarding all of this. And yes, this is all focused heavily out on CBDCs and making cross-border payments extremely cost-effective, faster in terms of settlement, and also, increasing the speed of those payments. Now, on the right side, we do see why experiment with Project Mbridge. This really just kind of talks a little bit about cross-border payments and the inefficiencies behind them and how this could greatly improve it. But then we also see a jurisdiction A to jurisdiction B payment, which a lot of this very well seems similar to what we know regarding Ripple and XRP and their cross-border payment regime. And then also over here, we have the technology. So this is the DLT, permission to DLT called Mbridge Ledger. Now, again, there's no mention of Ripple. There's no mention of XRP. But we do see down there at the bottom, the platform also offers APIs based on the global ISO 20022 messaging standard for financial information to support interoperability and reduce friction when onboarding new institutions. What's interesting about that is, like I said, going back to that Ripple joining the BIS CPMI group, we know that this is heavily focused out on improving cross-border payments and also tapping into linking APIs. So again, as we look at this, it's kind of very similar on that path, but again, no mention of Ripple, no mention of XRP. And down here, we do see the platform developed by Project Bridge is underpinned by a set of comprehensive legal rulebook documents, including the Bridge platform terms, jurisdiction, and CBDC specific terms, external terms, and a fit-for-purpose governance structure. And here we have, again, some of the images regarding this. Again, APIs get brought up in question here. We also see DLT nodes being talked about. Again, it's just heavily underpinned by DLT, and it's all permission. Remember, it's permissioned DLT. So this could be private ledger technology. I'm not going to say, you know, the Ripple CBDC platform or anything like that, but it could also mean like R3, Hyperledger, things like that. But it's definitely interesting to see some of these images because, you know, again, like we already know something very similar to this has been designed and has been around for a very long time and being pioneered by some of the largest players out there. I'm not going to say any names. I'm going to let you guys speculate on that a little bit. But then also down here, we have a few more images regarding the steering committee. We actually see that the compliance subcommittee is on the left, technology subcommittee, legal subcommittee, and policy subcommittee. And again, this is all making sure that this is as compliant, as secure, and also technology driven with all the policies in place. And we can actually see some of the participants here as well, the BIS, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, Central Bank of the UAE, which again, a lot of these players, a lot of these places like Ripple has already been a dominant force within, but there's some other big names here as well. The Reserve Bank of Australia, which we know has been working on CBDC initiatives, and Hedera has been a little bit of a player with that as well, is on here. The World Bank, which has mentioned Ripple and XRP. The IMF also mentioning Ripple and XRP. The ECB is on here, which we know has had meetings with Ripple as well. Some pretty large names. And then also on the last couple pages, we have the CPMI frameworks, right? It's all guided by the global CPMI frameworks, which again, we know Ripple is a part of. And they are utilizing novel technologies to support FX and liquidity and AML/CFTC or CFT, compliance. And we see all of the key pieces of the puzzle there as well. And then on the last slide, it's just the last final slide. But it's definitely interesting, right? Like as we look at what the BIS is planning here, it's hard not to connect the dots back to Ripple because we already know that Ripple's tapped in on this new CPMI group, which is pioneering new cross-border payment infrastructure regarding this new world of finance with some of the largest players out there. I mean, we're even talking about Swift here and the clearinghouse and so many players. So to me personally, as we look at everything and as we look at these meetings and as we look at what has happened this year alone, right? I mean, there has been significant connections. There's been significant timelines regarding Ripple and XRP. And it's hard not to be that, conspiracy theorist. But when I look at this, I just don't see how Ripple and XRP is not a big piece of the puzzle that is essentially being put together right now around the global financial system. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Peace out.